dìbò. Ìkọ̀wé àkọ́kọ́ tẹ̀ ní òun ní BBC ló lè ṣe. Ó kẹ́nà kí ló lè ṣe BBC ló lè ṣe. Kí ló tó lè ṣe fẹ́ BBC ló lè ṣe. Ìdàgbàsókè Nàìjíríà àmì pé kí ló lè ṣe BBC ló lè ṣe. Ìwọ́n tí BBC ẹ bá wà bí ó bá yọ sóde. Èèyàn bọ́ọ̀lù tó bá kọ́kọ́ yọ BBC ní báyìí báyìí. Ẹ̀yin ọ̀dọ́ ìlú ó wà very very important tó bá ìjì ìgbà tètè lọ́gbà ti yẹ o.
When preparation meets opportunity, what do you think would happen? Results. This is not a joke. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if you do not watch and you lose guard, that is the people who are in support of Peter Obi, Bola Ahmed Tinubu will end up becoming president of Nigeria. Apart from affirmation saying Emilokan, and people found it offensive, like, what do you mean? Even Basanjo found it offensive. A man who wanted to go for third time after all the years he has spent there without achieving anything. As you can see, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has that structure. What is the structure? You can see Fuji musician in Kwara State, Ilorin, where he knows that that kind of music will appeal to the people there. They've given them caps and is telling them to get their PVC. That is the most important. It is not about vituperation, shouting, screaming, and talking loud and saying, it is Peter Obi. Whilst you are comfortable tucked away somewhere there abroad. As a Nigerian abroad, you cannot vote. You have to be on ground with PVC. And from what we've seen, from the statistics that has been taken, many Nigerians who live abroad will not want to stay in Nigeria during the election. They are afraid for their lives. They don't want to be caught in between. They don't want the airport to be locked down, shut down. Many of them flew into Nigeria earlier, did what they needed to do, and they disappeared, returned back to their base. What are we talking about here? How then do you think you will win election? Well, some of them believe that talking about it on social media will help those in Nigeria to wake up. No, you are in two different environments. The environment that they are in is the real stark reality. That's what it is. And don't forget that hunger has been weaponized, and for them to wake out of that, it's going to be hard. Now, talking about Peter Obi does not necessarily mean he's going to turn things around. It's just that Peter Obi seems to a lot of people to be a man who is not so entrenched in corruption. That is what they believe. But that does not mean Peter Obi does not have his own skeletons in his cupboard. In fact, remember, those who are old enough know when they sold that man of integrity. I'm talking about your present president, Buhari. They said he has only one house in his village. They showed you the house. The chairs in that house is those old school chairs that had no cushions. They showed you everything. It all looked so well put together and arranged. And when he got in there, what has happened? They say he did not steal. Let us go back. Can you point to what Buhari stole when he had time, even if it was a short time then? Can you point to whatever it is that he stole? So no stealing, keeping money does not necessarily mean that the person is going to do the right thing. Yes, we do understand that there are structures that has been put there to make sure that people are kept in abject poverty, such as electricity. I do not think Bola Ahmed Tinubu will step in there and not come up with electricity. Why? When he was governor of Lagos State, he fought Obasanjo. This was one of the biggest battle that he fought. Why? He wanted to bring electricity from the United States. He had some companies, engineers there, spoke to some firm there. They wanted to come to Lagos So Lagos can be that big supply of electricity to some other state. Obasanjo shut it down. That is true. We all know. So that does not mean that if Lagos State has electricity or got electricity, it will be affordable. One, it doesn't mean that all of the proceed of it will not come into the pocket of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Ahmed Tinubu will simply open a company or, open some firm or some collection center where he will be getting probably 40% of whatever it is, apart from the deal that that's how, politics work somehow, but it is not right. So, for every action that people take, you have to look closely. Is there something in it that they need to get? Peter Obi seems to be the man who is saying the mind of many people in diaspora. They see him as someone who can pull Nigeria and bring about that change. But that does not mean he's going to do it that way. So the reason I'm bringing this is for you to see. You need to understand the psychology of the Nigerians that will come out to vote. There is a difference between the people shouting and the people that will come out. They don't care about what will happen. They will come out to vote. You need to look at the psychology of those hungry people. Hunger has been weaponized. You need to look at it. You need to look at this kind of music that is being played, entertained, and he's using that as a means of showing them what to do. Your PVC is the most important. Your PVC is the most important. Maybe at the end of the day, when Bola Ahmed Tinubu becomes president, a lot of Obi, followers will say, "Oh, they rigged the election. We saw it. We are going to the Supreme Court." Then Peter Obi will start saying, "Yeah, we are going to call the Supreme Court. I am going to the legal representative." None of that will work. None of that will work. There is no international law, firm, company, whatever, international judicial, whatever, that will step into Nigeria. Nigeria is volatile at this time. They are not going to step in to begin to talk about one person, one who did not win. No, they will not step into anything. Whoever has been declared, that is the end of the story. Yes, we saw Ayinde chairman at Chatham House also, and he spoke and he said what he needed to say. We are hopeful. We are hopeful. No one is sure. No one is sure. None of the candidates that have been presented 100% sure. No, none of them is 100% sure to anybody. Don't let us fool ourselves. Not Atiku, not Bola Tinubu, not Peter Obi. They are all the same. They are all the same. Like I used to say, you see, when you talk about stealing, you have to look at the quantity of what is available to steal. What is available to steal in Lagos is much more than what is available to steal in Anambra State. Let us look at it. Anambra State would have been, come on, look at Anambra people enterprising. Peter Obi, if he had that foresight, if he had that dream, Anambra State would have turned to that big hub. Business, would have made it very bigger than that. But let's say he did what he could do the way he could do it. Let's leave that aside. But does he have the capacity to be president of Nigeria? Well, you will have to wait for 8 years to find out. Does Bola Ahmed Tinubu have the capacity to be president of Nigeria? You will have to wait for 8 years to find out. Atiku, you have to wait for 8 years to find out. The rest of the candidates, they are nowhere to be found. Kwankwaso, Showore, the rest of them, no one is seeing them. No one is seeing them. It's like their name is not on the list at all right now. So it's a sad time that we are in at this time, at this moment. And of course, on the other hand, some people are calling for breakup of Nigeria. So what is the way out? What is the way out of this? What is the way out of this? It's a terrible one. It seems like we do not have the kind of people that can take over to do the right thing. But there is one thing I'm going to leave you with, and I hope you think deep about this one. Why did the system or the people kick out Donald Trump? Why was he unable to do second term? Why did the system kick out Boris Johnson, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom? Why did the people kick him out? Yes, that is what I want you to understand. You see, when you have a robust system, a system that works in a synchronous manner, a system that is strong, structure that has been put down, it will vomit anybody. In fact, a dummy, fool, can be prime minister or president in these countries. Why? Because it is not all about that person. That is it. But in Nigeria, in Africa, we have this presidential system where the president is the alpha and the omega. That is why who will be president of Nigeria is a big deal. If the system has been put in place, structure, education committee, finance committee, legislators and their committee, everything has its own committee. Nobody can press on each other. And all this side, Baba sir, good morning sir, it is rubbish. We need to change our culture. And I hear some people saying, if my daughter puts her waist, why will I put the beads on someone else's waist? If your daughter is a thief, if your daughter is a criminal, if your daughter is useless, if your daughter is abnormal, if your daughter say, I keep money, I keep money, I keep money, if your daughter say, it is my turn, why will you put it there? That's it. Anyway, what are your thoughts as regards this one? Let us be watchful. What I'm just trying to say is this. When someone prepares very hard, even a thief, armed robber, if armed robber sits down, goes to the map, package, rearrange, map, and do everything that he needs to do, that armed robber will succeed. That's just the truth. As we can see, Mr. Tinubu is working. Look at how they did it. They split themselves into three. Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Ilorin, Kwara. His son, Sheyi, in another state. And his wife also in another state. What is that called? Division of labor. They have a target. They have planned it well. Well, all that candidates are also doing what they need to do. They say Atiku's name is not on the list. And it doesn't exist at all. So it is a fight. Supposedly, although Atiku also has his own fan base, PDP has their own fan base, they also try to pull back. Well, as it is like the fight is between APC and Labour Party. Let us see how it's going to turn out to be. Do not forget to like and share this video. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for stopping by.